Welcome, Aquarius, to your numerology reading for April. Hope you friends are doing great out there. Welcome back, all subscribers. Anyone new to my channel, welcome, welcome. If your friends like this, please like and subscribe. Okay, Aquarius, let's see what's going on with you. Getting straight into what your spirit guide is talking about and what the best message is for you through numerology. These are for guidance readings. You manifest and they let you know the timing or things that you need to be doing or how well you are doing them. A lot of times they give you a lot of recognition for where you are and what is coming. Okay, so if you are seeing any of these numbers, this is just spirit letting you know. Some people are more aware of them than others. Two best cards for Aquarius, please. Two best cards for Aquarius. (44) environment, that is a master number, going to relationship change with the 56. That is 11. Ooh, bringing out a master number again. Wow. And then, of course, 11 will break down into 2, which is also talking about patience and balance. So having the patience and the balance, wow. With the 4, the 44 breaking down into the 4 is going straight into your root chakra, where you are supposed to be, your foundations, and not only the foundations of your household, but the foundations of yourself, right? Talking about the stability within you. Okay. And then, of course, the 2 can break down into 1 as well. So it's going to talk about also this new beginning. So you have a lot going on over here, Aquarius. I mean, a lot. And that's a lot of numbers. So we'll just break down the numbers real fast. You have 4, you have 11, you have 2, and you also have a 1, and you also have a 5 and a 6. So if you're seeing any of these numbers, Spirit is really trying to contact you to let you know that 5 is the change, 6 is the harmony and the self-sacrifice, and the being responsible. And that responsibility is also going to be coming into the 4 as well, right? Being responsible for your own stability and foundations to yourself, or your house, your family, however it is. Take it how it resonates. Having this many numbers, though, yeah. So with that many numbers, you might want to write it down, right? Good thing these, are up here. You can keep this as time-stamped if you want to, because it literally would be, if it's resonating with you, definitely time-stamped. So because it is for April. Okay, so Spirit is really trying to get in there and let you know environment. The environment around you can have everything to do with your relationship change, meaning you may even have to change household, coming down to the 4 of the stability and the foundation of home. Okay, so focus on your environmental awareness by educating yourself about what's going on behind the scenes. And this could be literally your home, right? Could be planet Earth itself, things of this nature, but mostly because we're talking about a relationship change, we're talking about what is the environment that you are in, the bubble that you are in, right? We're not talking about the planet or anything like this. We're talking about the relationship environment, the house, the relationship itself, what you consider your environment is really what's taking place here. So we're going to get straight into this. And it does feel like there's some imbalance going on for sure, too, because this breaks down to 2. 4 can break down into 2 as well. And I feel like this is really, there needs to be some kind of stability going on. I do feel like there's instability within this environment and this relationship. And having the relationship change, we'll talk about that in a minute, because you know as well as I do that something either needs to change within this relationship to get back the stability, or you literally need to get out of this environment. We'll figure that out in a minute. It could be a little bit different for everybody, since it is a general reading. Okay, clarify on the environment, please, for Aquarius. 3 cards, please. Yeah, this is something that you know that you need to take directions in, and it's almost like, do not blindfold yourself. See clearly what needs to be going on within your environment. It's almost like you do know a lot of what's going on, Aquarius, but it feels like you're stuck between 2 decisions. So there could be the instability, could be indecisiveness. Okay. The King of Wands. Somebody is a narcissist. I'm just going to bring that right up right now. You are in a narc relationship. Somebody only thinks about themselves. They don't care about the environment that you're in. They don't give a rat's behind about anything that is going on within the household, or how they treat you, or how anything is going on, because they're only worried about themselves. Could be definitely dealing with I would say a Libra or a Sagittarius, an Aries, or a Leo. Okay, they literally only care about themselves and what's going on around them. Giving all the, you're trying to bring in the love, and it's like love for themselves. Where you want the 2 of Cups within the environment, it feels like they do not put in enough effort to give that back. There is a self-sacrifice that needs to be had, and Spirit knows this, and Spirit is telling you this right now. It is time for you to self-sacrifice and be loyal to yourself. Now we have that self-sacrifice coming up, which is the 6 coming into the relationship change. 6 is self-sacrifice and loyalty to self. So something needs to change. Otherwise you're stuck hanging around. Okay. And you are indecisive about what you're doing. So pretty much Spirit is like, you need to get unstuck, open up yourself wisely, and change this environment, change what's going on around you, because you're taking too many swords. You're taking too many swords, and this is not where you're supposed to be. Spirit does not like to see you having swords, Aquarius. They do not like you to be in pain. Okay, this will be edited because I just used a word, so if it cuts weird, it's because I used the AB word. Yeah, so if you see a weird cut in this, it's because of that. Yeah, it's because they are mentally attacking you. There is also what we're going to call a mishandling of your emotions and the way that they're treating you. Yeah, you need to get out of the 9 of Swords, because that's where they put you, because they make life a nightmare. That's a good way of putting it. Okay, so mental distress. There's this immaturity within this relationship, and not only is it that this person is acting emotionally maybe immature, but it's like the relationship cannot mature anymore. It's like it's at a standstill. It's only grown so far, guys. It can't get past this. This is where it ends. It cannot grow any more than this. If you're taking death cards and using transformation, and you keep growing and growing, and they're not using any kind of transformation, they're not doing any kind of spiritual growth, that's why they're feeling immature. And in fact, it might even feel like they're even more immature than they used to be before, because the more you mature, the more you're going to see them as immature towards things. And it doesn't mean that they've actually reverted, going backwards into time. Like, let's say like you've known them since you were 20 years old, and they've matured a lot. It feels like they matured a lot, but you keep growing. The more you keep growing, the more they feel like they're getting more immature and more immature. And it feels like they're going back to being 20 again, when they're like 30, right? That's not really what's happening though. They're not really reverting. It's because you're growing so much that it's making them feel like they hadn't, through your eyes, they really haven't matured as much as you would like them to. Okay, so it's not really that, but the relationship is only matured. It's not going anymore. It's not growing anymore. It's done. Okay, unless they want to take a death card with you and grow with you, that could change, but otherwise this is it. This is where you guys learn from each other. Yeah, you learn from each other with the Queen of Swords. It's sad but true. That's really what I'm getting here, because the Queen of Swords can bring on this sadness, this sorrowness, and it's sad to know that the relationship will not mature. You need a relationship change, and it's going to be hard to walk away. You had all this determination, all of this stuff, but you need to get out of your head about walking away. because this is definitely something that is not going to, yeah, there's no recognition, no reward for this relationship anymore. And they probably, because of the narcissism that they have, there is no, they're not going to recognize you for your hard work. Okay. So Spirit wants you to understand that this is where it ends. This is the best thing for you, is to end this and go, yeah, and keep moving forward. Could be dealing with a Cancer. I have a moon over here as well. Could be dealing with a Cancer, but this is it. This is it. This is like the closing of the door. So, you know, this is the best thing for you, Spirit says. Whether you've already been thinking about moving on and don't know how to do so or what to do, Spirit says they have your back, and this is what is necessary for you to do, because they're not going to grow. I see no growth cards in here. Let's just ask Spirit, will they ever grow? Within a certain time period, at least. I mean, we can't look to the huge future because, you know, nothing's written in stone, but at least within this time period, like, let's give it like a 4-month time period. Is there going to be anything that's going to show them not doing that? Four of Swords upside down. No, because they don't have the faith that you have, my friends. The 5th card's upside down. So it's just a backsliding relationship after a relationship after a relationship that just causes confusion. They're just going to confuse you because they have the lack of faith that you have, the lack of growth, the lack of maybe tradition that you have. Maybe you have certain traditions, certain ways of seeing things through faith that they do not have. Okay, so it's almost like butting heads together. Maybe you already know that too. Maybe you tell them, you know, I do spiritual growth, and they're like, that's stupid. You know what I mean? That type of energy. So yeah, there's nothing there except for confusion and backsliding relationship and no faith. They just don't have any faith. And that's, you know, the way that you do anyways. It doesn't mean they're not faithful to whatever. It just means that the faith that you're going on and the way that they're going on, they don't meet up. That's why. So, okay. So for those of you, you know that you need an environmental change. It's Spirit has your back and is ready for you. Let's see what your spirit guide has to say using the sacred travel cards. Uh-oh. Crossing the bridge. That's it. It's time to cross the bridge. You know where you're going. You know that it's time for healing, connecting, and mending and releasing. Why? Why? Because it's time to cross this bridge with this person. It's pretty much saying don't burn the bridge with the person. You know, there's no reason to burn the bridge. It's just that, you know, you say your goodbyes and you're like, I'm done. I have to leave this bridge. I have to go somewhere where I can heal, someplace that I can feel free, someplace that I can be what I need to do for myself. That's that self-sacrifice. So it is time to cross the bridge. So those of you who've been in your head waiting for this time, the time is now. Okay. And those of you who have been wondering whether or not, you know, this is going to be this and that, you know, you have the answers. Okay. Until next time, my friends, peace and love. Bye-bye.